5, but never considered just Papa as hers.
Like that.
The other 4.
Here, I'll make the Papa. You make the that.
Didn't belong to her, huh?
Well, she said their mother didn't want her to have them.
Didn't even want her to have them.
No.
But I guess,
Okay, now you can talk all you want about it.
and I never knew until I was reading in there that Papa's mama's name was Janelle. Well, yeah, you did, but I didn't.
Well, it just says Nancy here.
Nancy,
Nancy J.
Nancy Jeanette.
Oh, really?
See that little letter
Yeah,
there
I
showed
see
Jeanette.
that.
See that one now?
Nancy Jeanette was her name.
You were
And
first.
Is that the way it was spelled?
First, no, no.
J-I-N-N-E-T-T?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know how they spelled it, but they pronounced it
Wait,
Jeanette.
I'm not ready.
And
That's interesting. It's got
Bernice
Jeanette.
said she thinks that's Aunt Annie's handwriting. I thought it was Papa's back in earlier days.
no, it's not. It's Aunt Annie's. I'm almost positive.
It looked a whole lot to me like Papa's.
Because it wrote on there, it wrote there, Johnny's mama.
Yeah, it was that, Johnny's mama.
Johnny's mom, yeah.
And his mother died.
So it said there above, though, Johnny's mom, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Below it, didn't it?
That was Candy calling and calling. She said her
Oh, wait.
love to
You
you
go
and
first.
to all the girls, and she's wishing you well for tomorrow.
Oh, well, good.
Anything we need, we'll just give them a call.
Well, that's nice of Candy, wasn't it?
No, don't turn it on. Hey, don't.
Everybody will be thinking about you
But
tomorrow.
so you see, Jeanette, even things I thought I knew about Mom and Papa, I didn't.
You didn't know, huh?
Come on. Look at all these
I
down.
don't know.
Papa's,
Well, where was his family? Where was his dad born? Do you know?
My daddy's dad.
Mhm.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know where his mother was born.
Or where they lived? They lived down in
They
Thailand?
lived
or
at,
down
they
in-
lived at Palestine.
Palestine?
That's where Papa was born, if I got it right. And but I've heard him talk about Tyler and Palestine
That's interesting.
and down in there.
They were from Arkansas then, or Alabama or something like that?
I don't know where the family came from, honey.
East Texas. That's East Texas.
Well, I know that.
That's down.
Somebody had already said something.
Oh, this says Alabama for,
I was gonna say,
from Bizzle.
The Bissell?
Papa said something,
On what? The Bissell, is it B-I-S-S?
It's
Yeah.
B-I-Z-Z-E-L.
Oh, B-I-S-S. See, that should be easy to trace, surely.
Pineapple,
Alabama.
although yours, I thought it was gazelle.
Well, some of them pronounce it
I've
Gazelle.
heard
I thought
Zell, but
gazelle.
sis is all LL.
They called it Bizzle.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But and Eddie and Zach called it Bizzle. But I heard it pronounced
That's his
Gazelle.
maternal side.
Now,
And Papa did say
Honey, aren't you gonna play?
several times, you know, about coming from back, I didn't remember if it was Alabama or Georgia,
There's something.
back in there, but this says something about Alabama.
Well,
I
that's
don't
like married.
think Papa came from Alabama.
His folks, that's what
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
yeah.
His folks came from,
But you don't know if the Mariners came from there, if the Bissell.
No, I don't know which it
don't
was.
know.
And where's the rest of them Mariners out there?
I don't know of any more.
Well, Susan Hayward, that famous movie star's real name is Mariners. You think she's related to us? Could we go knock on her door?
Probably so.
Well, didn't Doris run into a
No,
mariner?
she
Okay,
did.
in Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, she ran into a mariner up in
There's
Washington.
some in Dallas too, but then I don't know. There's a Joseph B. Mariner in Dallas. They're in the Dallas telephone book.
Didn't know anything about it.
Well, those that we met over at Oklahoma. The boys that was working on Donna's house over there, they weren't mariners, but their folks
Their
were.
mother was.
Their mother was a mariner.
Well,
And he said, I know we're some kind of cousins way down here, 'cause he said there's not that many mariners
No,
around.
that's right.
Yeah, but back then they took the last name of whatever the occupation was. The Bakers or the Mariners, and the Mariners were the seafaring people.
Yeah, which has always been kind of strange to me that
In Texas.
All of our seafaring relatives that we end up in West Texas.
here in the hot and dry.
Let's not play with these in here. Aunt Sonny's taping and it makes too much noise. Take it to the den if you want to play.
Here.
Take it to the den. Get down and take it to the den.
See,
Here, I'll take it
I
down
guess,
and I'll hand it
like you saying a while ago, there about Papa's dad being killed in that
Runaway.
runaway team, run over him, threw him off the wagon, and that was what Winfield and Jay were supposing.
The only story I ever heard was that he was a freighter, and he was hauling stuff from wherever he lived from another place. And they found him where he had stopped, or the mule stopped, and he was laying at the foot of, they didn't know whether he got out to fix the single trees or what he was doing when he got out there, but that's where they found him dead, was right at the foot of the mule's, at the mule's heels, and he didn't know whether the mule kicked him or whether he died of a heart attack or what. Now that's the story I got, I don't know.
And when his mama, see, when his mama then went to Aunt Annie's and Uncle Zach's, well, she went there to die, and sure enough she died, and Papa was 3 years old.
Now that,
Now that's, he was a little month over 3 whenever she died. He was born in December and she died in January.
yeah.
She give him to Aunt Annie, said, he's yours.
She told him, I don't know if she had tuberculosis or what, or it was pneumonia or what it was. But he knew she died of it. And she knew she was dying when she came there.
Is that in Palestine?
No, I think that was after they had moved from there. I don't know if no, I don't think, yeah, I guess it was in Palestine.
Where she died?
Uh-huh.
Was she buried there, you say?
I don't know, baby.
We just don't
Who
know
would
nothing.
know?
I don't know, who knows? Not
County
in-
court.
Go to the court records.
I go
Maybe.
down there all the time.
Yeah.
My parents live in the hospital by Tyler.
Go in there, go in the courthouse, go in
Check the records, yeah. That'd be interesting.
Sis, do you remember those Mariners descendants, and I think one of them was named Mariner? When Papa was living there, and Mom was living there at Snyder.
They were over at
in
Wichita
In
Falls.
40-something.
And there was a woman that was supposed to have been a mariner. And
Trying to trace.
she was supposed to have been a cousin, if I'm not mistaken. And she lived over at Wichita Falls at that time.
And there was a big estate
I don't remember.
in Woodward, Oklahoma. It was to be settled, but all of the living descendants had to be found.
I don't remember.
And when she finally made contact with Papa, the time had run out. But she did finally make contact with him there at Snyder.
I think she was supposed to have been a cousin, but her name was not Mariner at that time. She was married before she married.
Mama and Papa was telling me and Ruby about that. Just a short time after we married.
Well, he wrote to her or something, and of course I was already gone from home at that time.
Well, I'm talking about
I know.
when they lived at Snyder, just, when he sold that place in the little people. Their cousin had finally established that they were different. And he and her and one or two others was all that was still living. But then before they could get it all legally established, the time limit on the estate, on the will had run out. And it was some downtown property in Woodward, Oklahoma.
Isn't that the way it always
Oh,
works
yeah.
out? I mean, we could have owned, how much of New Mexico before Papa sold it all and moved?
Oh, well, yeah, Papa sold up there.
What, in Alamogordo?
He never did own anything down in Gorda.
Well, it's somewhere out there.
No. Papa never owned anything out there. Grandpa did.
With Grandpa.
Grandpa Schaefer did. He had, there at Hope, why he had a place, and he had a place up at Avis. Uncle Bill did too.
So where were the Schaefers from? They were
They were from down there around Florence. When Mama married, I don't know, that's when Mama and Papa married. Just wanderers like Papa was and everything else. And his little greener over yonder, and they just kept going. And so they never did put out roots and stay anywhere a very long time.
Put on the tin.
We lived in tents several times.
You did?
Boy, yes. I remember living in a tent up in New Mexico, close to Cloudcroft.
Oh, you do?
Got one of me and Mama and Papa and Phil Nestor standing out in front of a tent down here close to Ballinger, and Papa was putting up the dirt work for the railroad tracks out of Ballinger. We lived in a tent then, and Mama cooked for the guys that drove the mules for Papa. I wasn't about 3 years old, or maybe not that old quite. And they went on. Grandma and Grandpa had moved to Artesia, and they went out there. I think Mama went with them, like Papa had already gone out there. And I don't know, Uncle Herbert said that he thought they were separated at that time because then when Phil and Esther were little old kids, and she went as far as Artesia with Grandma and Grandpa in the covered wagon. I can remember living at Artesia, and Uncle Wiley gave me a little old mouse about that long that was, when you wound it up, it would go across the floor and he'd cut the floor with, you know, had a little saw deal on it and you could see where it went across the floor. That's about all I remember about him. But I know they had a irrigation canal, and I remember the boys wading in that canal where the irrigation canal. And I've got 2 letters that Mama wrote to Papa in 1913.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I've got those 2 letters. Yeah, I think they're still legible.
It's just ends up with all the good junk.
Yeah,
You'll find out.
Look, end up with anything. I found them, I don't know just where, but anyway, I do know it was in that, I've got Papa's old trunk, it was Uncle Zach's, and I've got the old trunk, and these letters were in that trunk. Like Mama had kept them, I guess.
Brown metal trunk?
It's metal, it's been painted orange now, but I painted that color.
Yeah, it was brown there at Littlefield.
Yeah, well, it had never been painted.
Huh. And we worn out iron, not
Round
iron,
top.
round top tin, I guess.
Well, it's still in pretty good shape. I've got it. And those 2 letters are in it. With a lot of other useless things. Mostly birthday cards and Christmas cards. I never do throw one of them away. So
Yeah.
I still got all these. Those 2 letters are in there. And I thought I had some other things that Papa had kept. And I think there was a pair of glasses that belonged to Aunt Annie. But it got some moisture in it while it was out there at the lake, and a lot of the stuff mildewed, and I had to throw some of it rusted and mildewed. I had to throw some of it away that I had there.
So they just moved around from place to place?
Oh, Lord, yes. We never stayed anywhere any time. I can remember when we were in New Mexico. Well, we went up there, and Papa was in the logging camp. We lived in a tent, and Mama cooked for the men that were some of the loggers. And then we moved down to Mountain Park, and we stayed there a while, maybe 1 year, I don't know, but the time, I don't know. And then we moved to High Rose, or maybe we moved to High Rose first. But we lived up in the canyon. I remember having scarlet fever up there in Haynes Canyon. If you ever go through from Cloudcroft down to Alamogordo, there's a sign that says Haynes Canyon, and we lived up that canyon. And I know we lived in 2 different places in that canyon. Then we lived in Mountain Park, and we lived in High Rose. Then we went to Alamogordo, and when we left Alamogordo, we went up into the canyon toward La Luz. It was in the foothills of the mountains. And on a fruit place, had all kinds of fruit on that farm or ranch or whatever you want to call it. And we were there when we left and went back to Texas in 1920. They got, in 1919, he was in a big cotton crop in Texas. Well, Papa was going back to Texas and get rich raising cotton. We didn't stay at Georgetown, but they finished, we weren't there the year. But we chopped cotton, and we were there in time to chop cotton, and then we left that fall and went out to Colorado City, between Colorado City and Sterling City. And there was a big ranch, Spade Ranch out there, and this one section of land was sitting right in the middle of that big ranch. And we farmed out there 1 year. We went out there and they were gathering the crop that year. When we moved out there in the fall, they were gathering cotton, and Mama's brother, Sylvester, went with us, and another guy that was not in Keene. And they stayed there with us and picked cotton that fall. And then they went on up to Tuga where my grandma and grandpa were. And then Dee was born down there, and when Dee was born, Mama came to Tuga, brought Jay and Dee and Herbert. And she left me and Winfield and Esther with Papa all summer long. And we were out there in that ranch where you couldn't, there wasn't any neighbors, there wasn't anybody. We spent that whole summer out there. I was 11 years old. And then we came up there in the fall and got her. And she went back with us down to that place. Then that fall, after the cotton was out, we went to Snyder and stayed south of Snyder 1 year, and we went north of Snyder the next year. Then we went to the Plains, and that's where he is born.
Yeah.
So that's all it was.
There's a plaque down there between the Brownfield and O'Donnell where I was born.
You were born here, huh?
Out on that, I don't remember whether I'm registered Brownfield or O'Donnell.
Well, the doctor came out of Brownfield, I can tell you that.
Now, it is registered in Brownfield.
Yes, sir, I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
it's registered in Brownfield.
What it cost to get you born? Cow?
I don't know, I wasn't there.
Chicken? You wasn't there?
I wasn't there till later. I think the financial arrangements had been made.
I was there. I was there.
Just lots of babies, huh?
And see, I never knew till we was talking down to your house here sometime back. I don't remember when it was, late that night, me and you sitting up talking. I never knew that Mom and Papa were separated.
Well, I don't know that they were. They're separated,
They're
but I don't know whether they
But 3 months. Don't know if it's legal separation.
No, I don't know. And I asked Uncle Herbert about it, and he said he didn't know. But she stayed up there with them that summer and helped cook for the harvest hands there, and stayed with Uncle Herbert and Aunt up Nora.
You took the babies with her.
She took the babies with her, but she left me, the only girl. Now, I can't figure that out. If I hadn't had but one girl, I'd taken her with me.
Yeah.
But I can't figure that out. I don't know what it was, and that's the reason that it's always bothered me, and I wondered if they weren't separated and they divided the kids out like that.
You took the older ones and she took the babies.
That's
huh?
what now I figure that, but I never did ask.
What she thinks anyway, she like Bonnie, see.
Well, in other words, he had to have you to take care of him and the two boys. Huh?
Yeah.
He had to have the girl to
You
take
can
care
have
of
you can have an idea of what kind of a life that was.
at 11 years
Her
old.
11-year-old girl.
That's right. That was in 1921.
That's when you're still doing washing out with the wash pot and the rub board, wasn't it?
I did that till I was 1932. That's when I got through doing with the rub board and the wash pot.
Did they move around so much to get a job because the jobs wouldn't last? Or?
I don't know what it was. I said it's greener on the other side of the road than it was where we
They
were.
had the wander bus.
It's,
Mama always said now Papa was, he wasn't content anywhere.
Evidently
He
he
just
wasn't.
didn't stay.
Well, he didn't stay with us in Alamogordo a lot. He was up in the mountains in 1918 when the flu was raging. Why, he came to Alamogordo and got us, and we went up there, and Uncle Dio's family and our family and Sylvester all stayed in one room. And everybody had the flu but Mama, and she was pregnant with Herbert. That was 1980. But he took us out of school because, well, they closed the school because of the flu. And he took us up there in the camp with them, the logging camp with the, and Mama's cooked up there and took care of everybody, Uncle Bill and Aunt Eula and all their kids and all of us. And Esther nearly died. He had pneumonia and nearly died then. And on one of Uncle Bill's kids did die, and we had to take him from up there down to Alamogordo to bury him. And CJ, he was just a little bit younger than Jay.
I never knew that Uncle Bill had one that died.
Well, he
See,
did.
I thought they'd raised all their kids.
No, CJ died when he was about he was a little past 2 years old.
Hmm.
And they made his coffin right there in the logging camp. They had a man that wasn't doing anything else for the logging company, had him hired, and he didn't do a thing else but make coffins.
Make coffins.
And they had a doctor that doctored everybody, and CJ was the only white person that doctor lost out of the whole business. Everybody had the flu, and everybody in our two families had it but Mama. I guess she'd had it, she died because she was pregnant.
So what, did he just like disappear at times, or was he working?
He
or
was working.
take off and go work somewhere and come back?
Yeah, he was working in the logging camps, and we had to be in school, so we stayed in Alamogordo. And Alpha stayed with us there for, she and Abby both at one time stayed with us and went to school there in Alamogordo. And I believe Alpha graduated there. No, she didn't. She graduated after come back to 2 years.
But back in those days, there was lots of people that just moved here, there, and yonder.
That's the reason when I finally had a house of my own, it meant so much to me.
When was that?
When we went to Alpine,
That two-story house you had, or was it two-story? That big old house?
the big house was not mine.
This
We
is
bought
that
another
big
one.
house.
We bought a smaller house over there.
Small one done a lot of redoing, didn't you?
Well, but not too much. No, it was
Cut out
ours.
some doors or something like that.
We put a closet between two bedrooms and that cut the door between them.
But those
No, we
ones-
closed it up, closed up the door between them and put the built closet. That's what we did there.
That, I remember Sis talking about that's the first house you'd ever had there at
But I
Alpine.
could call mine.
She lived in them railroad camps and when she's growing up in tents and things.
And then that was the rest of the time when I lived on the railroad. I lived in a railroad house. Whatever they furnished, that's what you lived in.
Kind of like sharecroppers, huh?
That's all we ever did. That's the way Pop got rich, was sharecropping when he came back to Texas.
He got rich, huh?
Yeah, he got rich, terribly rich. Died a pauper just like the rest of us probably will.
Out to seek his fortune and fame, huh?
Yeah, he sought after it, but he never did find it.
Did y'all know that Mama went to college? Went to college at Georgetown.
Southwestern.
Did you remember that, Pop?
I was trying to think, was that where she was studying nursing or medicine or something?
I don't know what she studied.
Your mama?
Yeah.
Your mother?
Mama.
Grandma?
No.
Grandma, I thought you meant your mother.
No, Mama.
Oh, Mama Mariner.
This is mother.
No, well,
Excuse me.
Yeah. Now, Doris could set you straight on that. One time we was on the train coming from Gannon up to see Mama at Canyon. And some lady on the train got talking to Doris and said, "Honey, where are you going?" She said, "I'm going to see my mama." And she said, "Well, who's that with you?" She said, "Well, that's my mother."
She probably left somebody confused.
Yeah. She said, "Why, that's my mother."
So Grandma went to college.
A short time. She didn't get through by any means.
Was that before she got married?
Yeah.
The reason I was saying I thought it was medicine or nursing or something because Mama said
That she would like to have
she
been a
would have
doctor.
liked to have been a doctor.
Yeah, she said that.
Doctor women doctors back then, just I guess weren't heard of.
Well, there were very
Practically.
few.
Yeah.
It'd be real determined.
But she
Yes,
would
and-
like to have been a doctor.
Was Georgetown ever a medical school?
No, I'm not.
Georgetown's got
Huh?
Georgetown what?
Trinity College is there.
Southwestern?
Yes.
Southwestern.
This
Is
was
it
Sunny, this was Sunny taught for a while.
Yeah, Sonny Lawrence
Mhm.
taught down there for a while.
It's just a
Of course, that's
regular
just been
college.
recent years.
Yeah. She did go there for a while. Now, how long, I couldn't tell you that either, but I know she went there for a long time.
And they got married, you said 1903?
March.
You've got their marriage license, haven't you?
I think it burned, I'm not sure. I had a whole
No,
several.
you had it when you and Clint first moved to Snyder.
And then Chick moved to Snyder.
No, when you and Clint first moved up there.
I think it
I think it
burned out.
burned out the lake. When I
Oh,
went
at
out
the
for-
lake, well,
Yeah.
I was,
You know, a lot
when you
of,
said the fire, I guess I was thinking about the fire canyon. at
oh, well,
Papa.
no, we never did have, I never did have a fire on that one at the lake.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that I had several copies made.
I
Yeah,
have their birth certificate. We
Huh?
have their birth certificate.
birth certificate.
I think
We have them.
there's either one or two birth certificates in the bank down
They're
there.
mine, I think.
I believe they
They're
do.
mine and Clint's, I think.
Where were you born?
I was born in Georgetown.
Georgetown?
Mhm. We three older kids were born in Georgetown. I guess that's where we got the Wanderers and those.
In Herbert.
Herbert was born in New Mexico,
Yeah.
up there at La
I
Luz.
was gonna say,
where we was
when
on
he and
that-
Jay born out there.
Yeah, Jay was born up there in Mountain Park, because when he was a baby, well, there was some woman died, or left a baby, or something happened, that she couldn't nurse it, and when Jay was nursing, well, she nursed that baby. We lived there at Mountain Park.
It's like when Jeanette, baby, Mama furnished milk for Dee and Jules. Girl,
Yeah,
Shirley,
yeah.
she furnished milk
No,
for
it
two.
wasn't sure.
Beverly?
Beverly.
Deborah. Okay, see, there's so many of them. Mama furnished milk for two of them. That reason she's been puny ever since.
Yeah. So Mom fed that baby. All day.
When you went to Littleton?
16, wasn't you?
That's just trying to think.
I think so. 16.
I would have been a sophomore.
Why? Why did you go to Littleton?
Because you got kicked out of school.
That's the main reason, because I got kicked out of school and was gonna quit. And kicked out of school down here at Canyon, and I was tickled death. I was a sophomore.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd been about 16, wasn't it, huh?
15 or 16. Got kicked out of school, huh?
Mhm.
Oh, what'd you do, Dad?
Something wasn't my fault, I'm sure.
How old were you when you first met him?
No, I think,
So you were.
Jeanette, I think really what happened, and I can't think of the boy's name, but he and I was always having problems. And he'd kind of, I wouldn't say he beat me up, but he'd kind of whoop me a little.
Beat him up.
And then
Pick on him.
we had troubles, and I was always sent to the office. But then after he had got the best of me in that little old scrap, well, I caught him in the hallway down there. And I proceeded to whoop up on him, and we tore up some classroom stuff, you know. And so but that's it. We've had it with you. And fine to me, I was big enough, I was just gonna quit school anyway. And I said, I don't know what it's sis or, I don't know whether it's sis or mama that said, no, you'll just come down here and stay with me and go to school.
Start over, huh?
So I hitchhiked down to Dermot. Had all my earthly possessions in a little old homemade suitcase, little old wooden suitcase. Not so big.
You 2 pairs of pants and your 2 shirts, huh?
And something like that. Hitchhiked from Humbarger down to Dermot.
I went to Fluvanna High.
Went there to that Fluvanna High, you betcha.
Well,
Pretty good school.
I thought he was a model student all this time.
Well, most of the time I was.
When it wasn't his fault, he
Well, it
was.
wasn't his fault.
Cow.
I do remember one time, of course, that's after Mom and Papa moved there to Fluvanna. And Red Wedgeworth took me home from school. And Papa was out there in the backyard, I think, doing something. We was in his car, drove up there. And he went out there and he started telling Papa just what I'd constantly been doing and not doing and things like this. But that particular day I was in, I don't remember who it was, that was a chew of tobacco before we went to class. And we'd wad up a sheet of paper and go up and throw it in that wastebasket and spit there. And it just rained till that teacher looked, see what that was. But finally caught me with a mouthful of it. Red took me home and he told Papa, he said, it's just got some anything with him. Papa said, I don't know. He said, send him down there to school and said when he's at school, said he's your responsibility. Said now if you want to give him a good whooping and you can't do it by yourself, he said I'll help you. He said just call me and I'll help you. But he said when he's at school, said he's your responsibility. Now when he's home, he said I'll take care of it.